It's day. It's night. It's day. There's water seeping through his clothes as the gray clouds make good on their promise. Haruki doesn't care, though. He really doesn't. He almost welcomes the sensation of cold the water brings. Almost. He can still feel, if only a little, proving that he's still alive. He wishes he couldn't. Wishes he weren't. He rolls over so that he's no longer on his side, staring at the sky instead of the sidewalk where he's been laying since... Who cares? He doesn't. He brings a hand up to his face, staring at it. It's stained red. He watches as the rain washes it away, dried crimson liquefying and diluting, trailing down his fingers, his hand, his arm, dripping onto his face. He can't feel it. He might be crying. He might not be. Who cares? Konoha is gone. It feels like the word echoes in the empty space of his mind, echoes and bounces, resonates inside of him, makes its way through his entire being until suddenly it's all he can hear. His heart beats, his lungs expand, his side aches, and suddenly he can feel again. Gone. His breath catches and he lets out a choking sob, blood-drenched hand coming to land on his face and squeeze, trying to feel anything else than the deep, searing agony that's ripping through him, tearing him limb from limb in its wake as it rages and rampages through his broken mind. He cares. Another sob, so harsh this time that it's practically torn from him, his body convulsing and curling in on itself as he rolls to the side once more, clutching his hand to his chest, desperate to protect it from the rain now. It's all he has left, the last traces of him ever having existed. It hurts. Being alone hurts, but being left behind hurts even more. It was easier when he was numb, much easier than all these emotions that tear into him. Guilt, pain, loss, loneliness. It's raining, it's sunny, it's night, it's day. The only reason he knows he's still alive is the pain from his cracked ribs as he breathes and the ache in his chest where something feels like it has been savagely ripped out. There's an echo of laughter in his numb mind, telling him to lighten up, and that just because feelings originated in the brain didn't mean they weren't felt through the rest of your body. Some stupid reference about electricity following the words. He tries to hate it, tries to throw contempt and disdain at it. He can't. He does, however, feel once more. Anger, hate, loathing. Pure, unadulterated rage rushes through his veins and he grits his teeth. Why? Why hadn't he been better? Why didn't he save him? Why did he have to be so weak? How could he have failed so badly at protecting the one thing that mattered anymore? The one person he had left, kept him clinging to any semblance of hope? Gone. Why hadn't it been him instead? He remembers, somewhere in the recess of his mind, a time where life was normal. Wishes it were still so, that none of this had ever happened. He wishes he'd never met him. That's not true. He hates himself, hates that he's glad the world has almost ended, if only because he got to meet him. What was the saying? It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Bullshit. He's probably dying, wasting away like this. Some rational part of him is surprised he's even survived this long, that the nightmares and daydreams haven't taken him yet. Another part helpfully supplies that he probably merges with the corpses. There's another echo, somewhere. He's not even sure if it's coming from himself anymore. A promise to keep going no matter what. Fuck. He moves for the first time in... He's not sure. He stumbles over to their things, his things, and crouches, finds the water flask, drinks from it, his body thankful through the aches and stiffness. He can do this. He looks up at the sky, the same blue as eyes he'll never see again. He looks down at his hands. They're clean, no trace of blood left on them. He slumps over, pain coursing through him. He can't do this. Another sob racks through him. He wonders if it could have been different. He wonders if they'd ever have met. He wonders if they'd have still fallen in love. Night, day, rain. He's staring at his hands. He's been sat against the building for... who cares how long? He hears footsteps approach, splashing in the residual puddles. Finally, the dreams have come for him. He remembers waking to shouts of terror as daydreams tried to take his partner what seems like forever ago. Rage courses through him. The bastards may have come for him, but he's not going down without a fight. He tenses in preparation, ready to lash out. The footsteps have stopped. That's odd. Dreams were basic creatures, only roaming aimlessly and mutely until they find someone to take. Komi. They can't talk either.